Hi, Rolando. Nice to see more work from you. Thanks for your email and feedback. Um, don't get upset with yourself. You've only done 3 sets of essays, and sometimes it takes us a little longer to apply some of the things we've been learning. So don't beat yourself up. Don't get upset about it. It's just part of the learning process, okay? Sometimes we make the same mistakes over and over even after we've learned that they're mistakes. So just be gentle with yourself and just keep working at it and you'll get it, I promise. Okay? So let's take a look at this set. This is about fathers staying home while mothers work. Let's see what you wrote. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated whether the current trend of family setting that fathers are the current trend of family setting that fathers are the one looking after their children while mothers are earning for a living is a positive or negative development. Some believe that the benefits of this setup outweigh the disadvantages. Personally, I strongly disagree. Okay, this essay will discuss my personal view on this topic using examples from the survey made by a prominent university to demonstrate points and prove arguments. All right, so a lot of this is good. Some of it needs a little work, okay? So, for example, this first sentence was both too long and it was kind of it had some mistakes in it, and so it was difficult to understand. So, long plus grammatical mistakes makes a sentence like this, or it doesn't make it, but it could make it incoherent. You really don't want that to happen. When you're aiming for a 7 and above, you really don't want to have any areas that are incoherent, okay? So for that reason, it might be smarter to have shorter sentences, not that go into like 4 lines. And I think we've talked about this before. When you see your sentence going to the 3rd line of the page, it's probably too long, okay? So keep that as a rule of thumb, and it'll keep this from happening. So let's try that one again. First of all, experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated whether the current trend where fathers are the ones looking after their children while mothers are earning a living is a positive or negative development. Okay, I actually didn't shorten it. I just fixed the grammar and it was okay. All right. Some believe that the benefits of this setup outweigh the disadvantages. However, personally, I strongly disagree. The reason why I put a however in there is because you've got 2 opposing sides. It's like it's a sentence that has contrast in it. So just putting a comma in my mind is not enough. You really do want to have a linker that shows, I'm going to contrast now. Okay? So, yes, let's see. And then let me tell you what my concern is about this. Look at the essay topic again. Okay, you said you're going to discuss your personal view, but that's not the only thing you're supposed to be talking about here. You're supposed to be talking about what the reasons are. All right, so if I were looking just at your thesis sentence, it would seem to me like, Rolando is only going to talk about personal views here. But you're also supposed to talk about reasons, and it is a good idea to include that in your introduction. So instead, it should say, this essay will discuss the reasons behind this trend and my personal view on this topic using examples, etc., etc., etc. Okay? And of course, again, you could have shortened this sentence a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, you don't have to say using survey, prominent university, etc. Just shorten it a little bit. This essay will discuss the reasons behind this trend and my personal view on it, using examples to provide to demonstrate points and prove arguments. And then that's fine. All right. So let's move. Now, take a look at this. I want to show you this. Your introduction is longer than your body paragraph. And that, for me, is a red flag. It shows me that you've probably spent too much time on your introduction and you have not developed your body paragraph enough. So um, it kind of puts me in this mindset that this is underdeveloped. Okay. So this is not a good idea. You definitely want to have more development in your body paragraphs. Another thing that I want you to look out for is the difference in size of these paragraphs. You've got this one that's only 6 lines long, and then look at your second body paragraph. Look how long that is. It's like at least twice as long. Okay. And that's not a good thing to do because if you look at the band descriptors under band 7, task achievement, it says that all parts of the question are covered equally. So that's not the case here. Okay, and so since you haven't done that, just by the fact that you've got this little paragraph and then you've got this like hugely developed one, you're not going to be able to, well, I don't want to say you're not going to be able to, that's not really, I don't want to be so absolute, but it's going to be very difficult to get a band 7 like that in task achievement, okay? So you really want to focus on um, giving an equal amount of your attention to each of those paragraphs, not in an obsessive way. I'm not saying count words or anything, but try to at least keep them relatively similar in length. All right? All right, so let's see what you wrote here. There is ample evidence that the current economic crisis due to the global pandemic is one of the main reasons why this new family, I don't know why I keep saying settings. That's the wrong word here. You could have said this new family dynamic, this new family trend. One of those words would have been better. Okay, why this new family dynamic is on the rise. There are numerous companies, IES, dominated by male workers. Get rid of that. So there are numerous companies that are dominated or companies dominated by male workers and employees that were forced to close due to bankruptcy. The affected head of the family had or has no choice but to stay at home as it's quite difficult to look for a new job due to increasing rate of infection everywhere. Okay, so you haven't covered a big part of this. You haven't covered a big part of this issue. You only talked to us why men are home. That's it. Why men aren't working. You did not tell us why the women are at work instead. You didn't tell us why. Okay, great. A lot of places are shutting down. So a guy can't get a job elsewhere? I mean, I, it's definitely underdeveloped. And I don't really feel like you focused on the areas that needed to be focused. You absolutely needed to include something about why women are working and why men, instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to try to work too, are saying, you know what, it's fine. I'm going to stay home with the kids actually and raise them while you go work. So this is the focus here, okay? And then, of course, grammar is an issue. There were lots of mistakes in each of the sentences. So, but most importantly, task achievement here, topic development, covering the topic fully, that needed more, and then grammar comes second as an issue here. All right, let's move on. There is strong proof that having this kind of family setup is ineffective in causing more family conflicts and issues. This is especially, here, stop here, full stop, new sentence. This is especially true for a big family with small children like toddlers or babies to be left with the father alone at home. The central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, male individuals are more impatient. You want the T here. Okay, the adjective, not the noun, are more impatient than females when it comes to doing daily household chores and caring for children. Therefore, the sudden switch of role between parents will cause a lot of stress on the father. Okay, careful with this. All right, this is something that we call an absolute sentence. You say they are more impatient. You don't want to use this kind of language in IELTS. You want to say something like they tend to be more impatient. Okay, and this is something we call hedging. So you're allowing for a degree of variation here. You're not making this absolute statement here. And this way, you avoid overgeneralizing, okay? Because overgeneralizing is something that is looked at in the band descriptors as well. So be careful with that kind of language. All right, moving on. Secondly, the frustrations and health concerns on the other younger members of the family when the father is not meeting their needs properly, like not having meals on time or skipping meals, will have a negative health impact on them. For example, a recent survey conducted about family welfare demonstrated that there are a lot of family accidents and emergencies reported due to fathers left alone without proper knowledge to manage home chores. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that there are a lot of disadvantages for this family setup. Okay. Again, there's so much focus here on the men and the men staying home and the men staying home. I would have liked to see something about the women going to work. You didn't talk about this dynamic at all. And you should, okay, because the essay is not just about men staying home. So I would have liked that. Other than that, I thought you developed well, but I absolutely want to see less of this overgeneralization, okay? So more of this idea of, well, this could happen, this may happen, this tends to happen, that kind of language, okay? It's called hedging. If you're not familiar with it, look it up, see how it's done and why it's important. Let's continue. To conclude, from the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that the traditional culture of housewife over house husband is still more beneficial for family and society. It is predicted that there are serious negative. It is predicted that there is a serious negative impact on the father's '(s) mental health, as well as the safety and well-being of his children if this new family trend continues. No will, because after if, we don't use will. Okay, so the takeaway here, Rolando, is task achievement needed work, as did grammar. Both of those areas needed to be worked on in this essay for you to score higher. All right, let's take a look at this complaint letter. All right, you moved, fine. Dear Sir Madam, I'm writing in relation to the recent moving service that we availed from your company last Sunday. We asked for 3 movers to move all our home furnishings from Malvern High Street Village to Bonifacio High Streets. Let's see, streets. I don't know why it's plural. Should have maybe just been single. That is 2 kilometers away. No, then it should be that are 2 kilometers away from each other. The movers came late. They started at 3 p.m. instead of the scheduled D. It's an adjective here. 1 p.m. Full stop. New sentence. The reason they gave is because of heavy traffic along the way. All right, and this is incorrect grammatically. You could have done something else here. You could have said resulting in finishing past 9 p.m. That grammatically would have been really nice. It's higher level grammar and it's accurate. So the next morning, we unpacked in our new place, and from there we saw some of our furniture. And from there we saw that some of our furniture got damaged in transit. 2 of our cupboards got some obvious scratches. I don't like all this got. Look, got. It's not particularly formal, and this is a formal letter, and it's not particularly precise. Let's see. So you could have said were damaged, and then let's see. How about this? 2 of our cupboards. I guess if you use got here, it's okay, but I don't want to see it so repeated. Look, got broken. So let's kind of change this around a little bit. So they were damaged. Some of our furniture was damaged. Let's change that. 2 of our cupboards got some obvious scratches, and 2 caster wheels of our sofa were broken. My wife, here it is again, got. My wife became very upset seeing all the damage. It's uncountable in this context, okay? and I'm writing to your office to let you know that we are expecting your team to provide remedies to these issues. Fine. We are not asking for a replacement, though, as those comma here, as those items are not new. Here again, you need some sort of a linker. All right, so either write a new sentence or link it better. Commas are just not enough. They don't do the job you want them to do. So here you could have said instead. Okay, so instead, what we could suggest is that if your team could search for an upholstery shop or hire a carpenter that could provide, as if your team could search for an upholstery shop or hire. Okay, fine. And it's, again, damage. Damages is something different. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. If you want a discussion, please follow me personally at the number below. I don't like this want here. Remember, it's formal. You don't know these people. You refer to them as dear sir, madam. It should just be if you would like a discussion, okay? So that's one thing. And then since you started your letter, dear sir, madam, this needs to be yours faithfully. Okay. So, yes, that's pretty much it here. Grammar, vocabulary, task achievement was fine. Let's see. Fine. Yes, so task achievement was good. Coherence and cohesion was fine. For me, it was grammar and vocabulary that needed work here. All right, so you're going to get another bonus essay. All right, another bonus set. So get started on that, and then let's see what we can do from there. All right, so good luck. I'll be waiting for it.